Good evening. You're now with me, Ahmad Azlan Shah, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Landmark Ombudsman Bill passed. Sarawak's revenue peaks in October 2023. Significant funds allocated for education development. Sarawak has made history by becoming the first state in Malaysia and the fourth in ASEAN region to enact an ombudsman law. This follows the passing of the Sarawak Ombudsman Bill 2023 at the State Legislative Assembly Dune session today. Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan said the establishment of the Sarawak Ombudsman is based on the law pursuant to Item 7 of List 2, State Lists of the 9th Schedule of the Federal Constitution.
And for that reason, Sweden has been chosen to be the model for the establishment of Sarawak Ombudsman. The government administration, with the respect and trust of the people, provides a platform for sustaining the state's prosperity.
The unanimous support marked a historic moment as the landmark bill tabled by the Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan and seconded by the Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hyun was passed at the 19th Sarawak State Legislative Assembly session on Monday. Awang Tengah added that the law will enhance the transparency and accountability in government agencies by allowing the public to report any misconduct to the Ombudsman. Furthermore, the appointment of the Ombudsmans will ensure checks and balance and enable the government to improve its public service delivery systems and procedures. The Sarawak Ombudsman Bill 2023 will enable the public to report abuse of power by Sarawak civil service agencies to the Ombudsman, which will be granted extensive investigative powers, including allowing witnesses to provide information, issuing documents, making arrests, and conducting investigations and raids. Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan stated that the appointment of the Ombudsman specifically for Sarawak will provide independent oversight of the performance of the state public service agencies, including states public services, local authorities, statutory bodies, and government-related companies.
The Sarawak Ombudsman will ensure fairness, transparency, and accountability in their service delivery, which is essential for Sarawak to progress towards becoming a developed state by the year 2030.
Awang Tengah affirmed that the Sarawak Ombudsman will be led by the Chief Ombudsman and Deputy Chief Ombudsman, together with 3 to 5 other ombudsmen who possess expertise or relevant experience to ensure its effectiveness.
The appointment of this ombudsman will be made by the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri, and they will take an oath of office for a maximum term of 3 years. With the possibility of reappointment. This is a clear manifestation of our commitment to maintain integrity and to ensure that the state public service agencies provide a high-quality service to the rakyat. The Sarawak Ombudsman's Office will be managed by the Chief Administrator, who is appointed by the Minister from among the members of the State Public Service and is to be assisted by such number of officers. The Ombudsman staff and others acting on their behalf are immune from civil and criminal proceeding in the discharge of their official duties.
Sarawak's Ombudsman, in addition to being the first in Malaysia, is granted broad powers. This includes the authority to resolve complaints, dismiss unfounded ones, suggest corrective actions, monitor recommendations implementation, and publish reports on power abuse within state civil service agencies.
Malaysia is set to become the fourth ASEAN region to adopt an ombudsman system following the enactment of Sarawak Ombudsman Law. Bukit Asih Assemblyman Joseph Chiang Jin said, currently there are only 3 ASEAN countries with such institution, which are the Philippines 1987, Indonesia 2000, and Thailand 2000. He noted that many countries without an ombudsman institution has set up alternative mechanism to handle complaints in addition to upholding human rights and accountability.
Many have set out alternative mechanism to handle the complaint and also uphold the human rights and accountability. Therefore, I'm confident that the establishment of the Sarawak Ombudsman will propel Malaysia forward and making it the 4th country within the ASEAN to adopt the Ombudsman system.
He said so when debating on Sarawak Ombudsman Bill 2023 during the 19th Sarawak Legislative Assembly sitting today. Adding to that, Jin said the system would indirectly contribute to the improvement of the economy by reducing corruption, improving public service delivery, protecting business and consumer rights, in addition to promoting transparency and government accountability. Sarawak is projected to earn a revenue of 12.718 billion ringgit this year and is expected to rake in 12.749 billion ringgit next year. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg announced that the highest revenue projection ever reflects the government's commitment to strengthening the state's fiscal position. Abang Johari said that Sarawak's revenue collection amounted to 11.63 billion ringgit as of October 2023, exceeding the previously estimated revenue of 11 billion ringgit. He anticipates that this year's revenue will exceed that of 2022.
An increase by 808 million ringgit or 7% as compared to 2022 revenue collection of 11,910 million. This will be Sarawak's record-breaking and highest ever revenue collection in its history.
During the tabling of the Sarawak's 2024 budget at the 19th Sarawak State Legislative Assembly session on Monday, Abang Johari also stated that the actual revenue collection of the 11.63 billion ringgit was contributed from primary sources. Among them is the state sales tax, SST, amounting to 4.2 billion ringgit, comprising SST from petroleum products at 3.4 billion ringgit, crude palm oil and palm kernel oil at 630 million ringgit, and aluminum at 103 million ringgit. He also announced up till October 2023, 8.3 billion ringgit or 75% of the normal expenditure has been utilized, with 3.2 billion ringgit allocated for operations and 5.1 billion ringgit for statutory funds. As for development expenditure, 5.6 billion ringgit out of 8 billion ringgit or 71% had been utilized for the same period. Adding that given the rapid development momentum, expenditure is expected to increase towards the end of this year. 100 million ringgit has been allocated to upgrade SK Gaging and SMK Gedong in Simunjan. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said 28 million ringgit will be disbursed upon the commencement of the construction next year. The project is expected to complete within 2 years. Meanwhile, a sum of 16 million ringgit will be provided to cover operation costs of 2 state-owned international schools located in Putrajaya and Mile 12, Kuching Serian Road, respectively.
The first state-owned international school in Sarawak has entered its second year of operation at Putrajaya Kuching with 178 students. The second international school, located at mile 12, Kuching Syrian Road, is scheduled to be completed at the end of this year for full operation thereafter.
He said this when tabling the Supply 2024 Bill 2023 during the Sarawak Legislative Assembly sitting today. In addition to that, Abang Johari said Sarawak is the only state that has implemented the teaching of science and mathematics in English language under the dual language program in Sarawak. As such, the government will also continue to improve English language standards while providing a solid foundation in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM education for local students. The Overseas Chinese Banking Corporation, OCBC, a global international corporate bank, is ready to support Sarawak's vision in developing a sustainable development agenda. Helen Wong, the chairperson of OCBC in Singapore, stated that they are also actively assisting their customers towards green financing and sustainability. Helen lauded Sarawak's vision, calling it a pivotal initiative, and said that last September, OCBC has allocated 52 billion Singapore dollars towards sustainability. She added that they are also involved in renewable energy initiatives in line with Sarawak's efforts. She made these remarks after paying a courtesy call on Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg at the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly earlier today. Coming up right after the break, health clinic construction setback in Sarawak amid material shortage. And in world news, 29 premature Gazan babies evacuated to Egypt. Only on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Welcome back. The Ministry of Home Affairs has allocated 54.6 million ringgit for the procurement of closed-circuit cameras, CCTV rental services for a period of 3 years at 83 international entry points to the country. Its Deputy Minister, Datuk Seri Dr. Samsul Anwar Nasara, said the figure encompasses procurement for the Peninsular Malaysia package, valued at 36.3 million ringgit, as well as the 18.3 million ringgit Sabah and Sarawak package, which also covers the Lubuk Antu Immigration, Custom and Quarantine Complex.
Pemasangan CCTV adalah penting dan kritikal untuk pemantauan keselamatan bagi semua ICQS selaras dengan status kompleks ICQS sebagai kawasan larangan seperti yang diperuntukkan di bawah Akta Kawasan Larangan dan Tempat Larangan 1959.
He said this in reply to a question by Lubuk Antu MP Roy Angau Ginkoy during Parliament on Monday. Shamsul Anwar explained that the installation of CCTVs will be able to increase the level of security control from any unwanted intrusion, while also monitoring the safety of travellers using the country's entrances.
Selain itu, CCTV juga akan membantu memberikan perkhidmatan cekap di ICQS Lubuk Antu, termasuklah di kawasan-kawasan terlindung.
Earlier, Roy Angau inquired about the ministry's plan to improve the Lubuk Antu ICQS complex building, which does not currently have closed-circuit cameras and internet access.
The delay in the construction of several health clinics in Sarawak is due to a shortage of building materials, especially cement. Deputy Health Minister Lukanisman Awang Sauni indicate that the projects severely affected by the lack of these supplies were the Type 3 health clinics and hospitals in Lawas, as well as some health clinics in Serian, Tabuan and Semop.
Sebahagian daripada bahan-bahan binaan tersebut adalah merupakan bahan-bahan industrial building system dengan izin yang dipertua, di mana bekalan tersebut juga mengalami kelewatan memandangkan bahan-bahan tersebut diimport melalui pelabuhan di Semenanjung untuk sampai ke Sarawak.
He was replying to a supplementary question from Kuching MP Dr. Kelvin Yi Lee Wen, who asked on the data and reasons for the delay in the construction of several health clinics in Sarawak during the special chamber session at Parliament on Monday. At the same time, Lukanisman said that another contributing factor is the high demand for raw materials after the COVID-19 pandemic.
Dan juga permintaan adalah sangat tinggi, memandangkan kita selepas pandemik COVID-19 kita giat mengejar jadual untuk menyiapkan klinik-klinik kesihatan.
Meanwhile, in response to Yi's initial question on the development status of the Tabuan Jaya Health Clinic in Kuching, Lukanisman said it was 55% complete as of October 31st.
The total investments from the government-linked investment companies, GLIC, has exceeded 1.5 trillion ringgit as of August 2023. Second Deputy Finance Minister Stephen Sim Chi Keong said from the period between 2019 and August 31st, 2023, more than 60% of GLIC investment funds were invested in the domestic market.
Berdasarkan peruntukan aset strategik ataupun strategic asset allocation secara puratanya antara 15.8% sehingga 62.7% dana pelaburan GLIC adalah dalam equity tersenarai domestik di Bursa Malaysia. Sehingga 31 Ogos 2023, jumlah dana pelaburan GLIC yang terdiri daripada kumpulan wang simpanan pekerja KWSP, Permodalan Nasional Berhad PNB, kumpulan wang persaharaan diperbadankan KUAP, Lembaga Tabung Haji dan Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera LTAT.
Sim said this in response to Tebrau MP Jimmy Pua during the question and answer session at Parliament on Monday. On Khazanah Nasional Berhad, Sim said the Sovereign Wealth Fund manager has made domestic investments of 9.2 billion ringgit from 2019 to 2022. In this regard, Khazanah's role was focused on creating added value through active stewardship in its investment companies to support and strengthen these companies' market value.
Several fake accounts impersonating Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Fadilah Yusof have emerged on social media platforms. The Deputy Prime Minister was informed of the incident by his close acquaintances after receiving messages from the alleged impersonator. Fadilah added further that the matter has been reported and disputed to each respective social media app operator, and a check via another app, Truecaller, revealed that the number was registered under the name Rino Neze. He continues by stating that his official Facebook account is facebook.com/Fadilah Yusof1 and his personal Facebook account is facebook.com/Fadilah Yusof. And now to world news. 29 premature babies have arrived in Egypt after they were evacuated from Gaza's largest hospital, which has become the focus point of Israel's bombardment. The state affiliate Al Qahira News reported that the babies arrived to the neighboring country via the Rafah crossing, which was the only entry and exit point to the Palestinian territory that is not controlled by the Zionist regime.
Initially, 31 babies were reported to have been moved from Al-Shifa to another Gaza clinic. However, the reason for only 29 reaching Egypt was not immediately apparent. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society stated that doctors discovered that all the infants are grappling with severe infections attributed to the shortage of medical supplies and the inability to sustain infection control measures at Al-Shifa Hospital. During the initial evacuation, the World Health Organization reported that none of the babies were accompanied by family members, as the health ministry in Gaza was unable to locate them.
As efforts stretch into the second week, Indian rescuers are considering opening a vertical shaft to free all 41 men trapped in a collapsed tunnel after drilling at the site was paused over fears of further cave-ins. The workers become stranded when a highway tunnel they were building partially collapsed in the northern state of Uttarakhand last Sunday. And although they are being supplied with food and water, a doctor said some of the men were getting ill and had been vomiting and getting headaches. Rescue efforts have been slowed by continued falling debris as well as repeated breakdowns of the crucial heavy drilling machines, with the Air Force having to twice airlift the new kit. Officials said drilling through the tons of debris was paused late Friday after a cracking sound created a panic situation. SpaceX achieved advancements in the second test launch of its colossal Starship rocket on Saturday, witnessing the booster successfully separating from the spaceship. However, both components eventually exploded shortly after the separation over the ocean. Despite the setback, the Starship, touted as the largest rocket ever built, was launched from the company's starbase in Boca Chica, Texas, just after 7 a.m. local time. Elon Musk envisioned its potential use in colonizing Mars.
Unlike the previous such attempt in April, the booster rocket separated successfully from the megaship, but then blew up, followed shortly by the spaceship itself. Bill Nelson, head of the NASA Space Agency, which is awaiting a modified version of Starship to land humans on the moon, said Saturday's attempt showed progress. Compared to the first attempt to fly the spaceship in its fully stacked configuration back in April, the spaceship made it further into flight, with the booster breaking away from the ship before disintegrating. With the two stages of Starship combined, the rocket stands 121 meters tall, surpassing the height of the Statue of Liberty by a comfortable 90 feet.
See the world closer with TVS, as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that's all the updates for TVS Nightline. I'm Ahmad Azlan Shah. Thank you for watching.